Local lead generation for your service-based businesses. I've got a guru, a great brother on the line that is a master at rank and rent lead generation, and we're going to be having a conversation. So follow along if you want to learn how to generate more leads. Graham, what's up, brother?
My brother from another mother. How are you, man?
Australian mother. Good on you. Good. So, bit of an update. Graham is one of the lead gen guys I look up to. Has about how many rank and rents you got now, bro?
Oh, well over 50.
Well over 50.
And G&B is growing at a great rate of knots. That's good.
And he's also joined us on our 75 hard challenge. I'm on day 2. And I struggle the most with this. Water. Like drinking my gallon of water a day. Shit. That's like 4 liters, man. What did you bang off? A 10K cycle earlier today? I think you sent me a message.
Mate, I did 48-minute power walk. And then tonight I was sitting there and I'm thinking it was freezing cold, blowing a gale, and I was going to go for a ride. I thought, no, stay home. I was just about ready to give up. And then Kevin posted a video talking about, surrounding yourself with the right people, getting motivated, get your shit together. And I looked at him and went, oh, man, I can't. So I jumped on what is it, this thing behind me, the
elliptical machine.
And I pounded myself for 45 minutes, mate, on the knocker. and I had sweat pouring off me. And
yeah, bro. So my alarm went off at like 5 a.m. And I was like, yeah, I should do the right thing. I should get out of bed right now. I should go do this. And I slept like another 2 hours. Then I went for a run this morning and my body, I hate cardio, man. Also, I smoke, right? So that's something I haven't been craving a smoke since I started this shit. I mean, last night I was doing yoga. Oh my God. It's horrible, man.
It does that, man. Like a segue to one of my stories was, buddy, as my multi-million-dollar building company was slowly collapsing, I compensated with more and more drinking, more and more smoking, right? And I was getting to the stage where I was going on 2-day benders and just trying to drink myself into oblivion. But when I made that change and I made that cut, which is kind of what's happening now with the 75-day challenge, right? When I changed my environment and I changed my focus, I stopped drinking on the spot. I stopped smoking on the spot. And I swapped those addictions with another one, which was exercise and cycling. And I dropped about 30 kilos, man, in like 8 weeks. When I returned back to my old pub where I used to drink, I remember I saw people whispering in the corner and pointing at me because they when I confronted them, I said, "What are you pointing and whispering at me for? Like it's me." They thought I had cancer or something because I'd dropped so much weight from the lifestyle change, man.
Damn, bro.
But since I got back into SEO, I've gone back into that, that lull. I think William was talking about it. Remember, he was saying, you get behind the keyboard and, you start to stack on the weight, which if we're talking about rank and rent here, guys, I mean, even though we might be talking about exercise, but the 2 and 2 are very, very important. Like you've really got to get that, you got to have that outlet. And when you're sitting behind that keyboard, you are physically not doing anything. Like you may as well be in an iron lung. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm glad you guys started the 75-day challenge and I got on board because I can feel I've got a new beat going on now, bro. Right? And I'm getting sharp and I'm starting to see things that I wasn't normally seeing, or instead of hitting those little roadblocks going, oh, I'm frustrated with Google again because it's, just shut down one of my accounts or whatever. I don't know, everything seems to be firing again,
Yeah, I also was thinking of giving up. And I was just like, oh, damn, I've got to go on a run now. And I mean, it's only the second day. And then I'm like, these other motherfuckers are out here and they double my age. They're getting it done. I have no excuse right now. I have zero excuse. And I mean, dude, I just collapsed on the cardio. But maybe let's also unpack a bit for those of you guys that don't know who Graham is. Very, very interesting story. He just mentioned something about having a multi-million-dollar construction company. Came off that, and now just generate leads for them. It's probably a lot easier than having you've got the keyboard as your spade or shovel or your tools now. Maybe unpack that for the guys. I know a lot of the guys would love to hear about that. I mean, you're one of the perfect people to speak to with regards to this, because you were the blue collar or the techie or whatever you want to call them, and you kind of integrated to the guy behind the keyboard, because there's always a big disconnect with the rank and rents I have and the lead generation I do for companies. It's always like the construction guys or the guys in the service-based businesses don't really get exactly what we do. So you're a man of both talents. Could you unpack that for us?
Well, I'll give you an interesting insight. It was around about 2008 when all of a sudden the word SEO started getting thrown about. So at that point in time, we were spending all of our money on basically local newspapers, right? That's how we were generating our leads. We just put them in as many papers as we could, and then hopefully the phone would ring. And it was pretty successful. Like it worked, but it costs quite a lot of money, right? So you never really knew when you went out fishing what you were going to bring in, and you could always gauge what was going on in the economy when holidays were on. Like everything sort of fluctuated. There was no sort of real congruency with it. It was always sort of up and down, up and down. But we used to have these SEO people come into our office, and generally they would use
gurus.
They'd use women that look like runway models to try and close the builders and the tradies. Right? But the problem with that was we just didn't hear anything. Like men being men, we were just looking at their legs, and it was like, what's all this SEO stuff? I don't even know what it means, right? So here's a very good point. If I reflect back to those days, and I was fairly okay with a computer, right? I wasn't a complete moron, but all that SEO stuff and all that technical stuff just went like in one ear, out the other. Who cares? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, they weren't selling what the end result was going to be to us, like as business owners. And we had these guys coming in like a revolving door, right? It just didn't make any sense. There was no real tangible evidence for us to say, yeah, man, I'm going to give you 10 grand. And then maybe my phone's going to ring. You know what I mean?
It's a big thing, maybe. It's a big.
That's what I remember the most, right? There was nothing tangible that they could offer me. So yeah. And we never bit, mate. We never bit. What I did do though was I started registering domain names, and I'm thinking, this Google thing. What if I just register a name that people are searching for, and they're kind of going, oh no, that doesn't work. You can't do that. They actually lied to me. It did work, especially back then in 2008, right? And I had some really good domain names that I let go, right? I reckon that I'd probably be a millionaire right now if I had kept them, but I just sort of let them lapse. So I was kind of interested, but didn't quite understand how it all worked. It wasn't explained to me properly, and we never bought any SEO whatsoever. As a matter of fact, we only just sort of got a basic website together, and that was it. There was no real mention of it again. As a business owner.
Guys, we have the king of IVRs with us. I actually just got him. He was meant to be doing his 45-minute workout now because he's also on 75 hard with us. Sorry, Kev. Yeah, he's busy downing water now because we've got to hit a gallon. If you don't know what an IVR is, you're missing out, man. And if you want to know what an IVR is, let's get Kev to explain what an IVR is. Kev.
Yo. What up, fuckers? Did I hear something about getting your phone ring?
That's SEO. That takes what, 3 to 6 months, unless you're following Holly's news network tasks.
Dude, unless you could make the phone ring while Facebook is down. Like literally, this is exactly what we did. It was literally fucking down. And we made bookings, we made calls. we made people come to us, right?
Yeah,
this is the power of our system. And yeah, look, I was literally, as you guys know, I was literally up. I was up pretty much all night.
You don't sleep, bro. You're like a robot. I never see your little green light on Facebook go off unless Zuckerberg servers are down. It's the only time. And even then, I got frozen as that, dude. I was like, keeps finding offline. Oh no, Facebook's down.
No, a lot of people say that to me. You're like, yeah, how come you're online 24/7? I'm like,
yeah.
I am online 24/7. So I didn't actually get to sleep until. So we had calls up until about. So this was like 6 o'clock my time. In the morning.
Yeah.
And then I've got to get the kids ready. So kids first day of school today. First week after 2 weeks of school holidays.
So you're like yes, they're off, they're back. Yeah.
And then I looked at my calendar. I had a meeting at 9 o'clock, right? So I got them prepared. I got some lunch prepared and breakfast and all that, and got them all ready. And then I was ready for the next meeting, which is 9. And then the next meeting was at 11. But I sort of had another sort of pop-up meeting in between. So by the time I finished, it was like 12. And I thought, oh shit, I've got to take a nap.
That's like the biggest thing online, man. The biggest thing is just like these weird ass schedules. Like guys know that I was in the investment industry. It's very much 8 to 5 or 8 to 6, with maybe over. Bro, online, it's like, yo, Kev's on, what's the time there right now, Australia? 10, 11?
9.
It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon here, and I just randomly message you, hey, jump on, let's do this. It's like, Kev.
I took a nap at 12, right? So I woke up at like, it was like 3 or 4 o'clock-ish. So I had 3-4 hours, a couple of sleep. And I look at the message, and you guys were like, you did a run. Like, and Graham did, what'd you do? A walk, yeah?
Power walking. I asked for a video, bro. I want to see a video.
And then I was like, I got to do it now. It's my turn to do it. So I woke up 4:30ish, and then I'm like, yep, got to get out. Did a run and recorded.
Dude, your video saved me. Your video saved me this afternoon, man. I was about to pack it in, right? And then you put your video up of your run, and I've gone, I can't let my bros down, man. So I'm on the treadmill, man. I'm going like this is sweat pissing on the floor. I did the 45, man.
Nice.
I'm on a roll. Yeah.
That's how he started off the call. He started off by just saying.
I was actually literally when Jace messaged me, I was literally doing some push-ups and sit-ups and all that. And I was like, yep, okay, I'll jump on. So I was sort of like halfway through my 45 minutes.
Okay, cool.
That's where I'm getting back to this importance of surrounding yourselves with the right people, the right positive people, the people that are in the same lane as you. You've got to find these people. You've got to seek them out, not just to use them, but to sit back and share and look after each other and motivate each other. And it's just little stuff that you can do to get people off their ass. Like literally, these guys just said, "Hey, I've got this fucking 75-day torture program, right? To literally torture you."
Yeah.
Do you want to do it? And I'm sort of like, how can I let these guys down, man? I've got to get in. I've got to do it.
Nigel, you fuckers are making me feel fat and useless. Nigel, we make each other feel that way. Yeah, we've been sending our before and after photos to each other in the background. And we just rip each other to shreds because I used to be reasonably shredded. And Kev's like, oh, you had abs. Keyword had. I'm like, yeah, bro. So, yeah, I think also as like SEO or lead gen guys, digital marketing guys, we're all very competitive, right? And I think when I started my online journey properly, dude, I put on like 10 kgs like this because I'm just sitting behind the keyboard, going at it, hitting it up. And I mean, damn, bro, the 75 hard. Did my run today. My calves just start cramping up. My body's like, what the fuck? What are you doing, dude? So I've got, what were your 2 workouts today? I did my run in the morning, and then I got Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tonight, which I'm just going to get wrecked in because I'm dead already.
Nice. Nice.
So
I did the run and so I did run and I'm gonna go through like a serious exercise. Like I'll probably do 150 push-up or so. I used to sort of do that daily, like literally, like sort of probably like 3 sets of, I don't know, 50 or maybe 4 sets, and I'll do sit-ups and I'll do run. Like I was super fit. When I say super fit, like not in the sense of, I could sort of really, I'm not competitive as such, but it's just more, to improve myself.
Bro, you used to do triathlons. Don't tell me you're not super fit and you competed in triathlons.
But dude, no. But I have to say though, like, so I did that like 3 years ago, right? And so this was like at 37. Now, I was getting my ass whipped by those like, in their teens, literally in their teens, like 16, 17, 18s. Dude, like I thought I was doing okay. So I did, so the swim, I struggled at swimming, like 1.5K swim. Like it's a torture. I did it though. And took me like, I don't know, like 30 minutes or so, or 40 minutes. Like everyone's sort of swimming past me. And then I got on the bike. I'm pretty comfortable on the bike. But still I had like, kids running through, but then I went on the run, right? And this was probably the best run I've done. Like I was averaging 5 minutes per kilometer. 5 minutes per kilometer. That sound about right? Yeah, 5 minutes per kilometer. So I was doing 10 Ks, just under like, it was like 45 minutes, I think. Which is for me, I mean, that was pretty decent. And this is after doing a swim, doing a 40 kilometers a bike cycle, and then breaking my own record. Like literally, I was like, it was literally under 5 minutes per kilometer, which is like I was impressed. But I had like these teenagers literally just running, like whipping through, like past me, literally like lapping me. And I was like, fuck.
There's nothing like a new set of lungs, man.
But they were running at like 3.5 minutes per kilometer kind of thing. And I was like, fuck, But for me, it was never about that. It was never about coming a place, right? It was just me, just proving myself I can do it, and ticking off the to-do list as such. But I, as I said in my life, I did it. Like I literally did it just to show my son that if you set your mind to it, you can do it, right? And it's with anything. Like most people will be like, hey, I wish I can do it. I hope that you guys are great. I wish I can do it, but everyone can do it. Like literally, everyone can do it if you want. Like you can change. Like right now, you could start right now. But most people, people getting into courses, people getting tools, no one takes action, right? No one takes action. That's the biggest problem.
That's exactly it. I mean, I've seen now with my students in my course, there's some taking action. And yesterday, bro, I don't know if you saw the recording. Holly dropped a fucking bomb. like setting up a lead gen company, ranking those things in the first place and getting those leads into Soul to sell. What I don't want to reveal too much, but I was just like, if someone took action on that's like $10,000 a month tomorrow. If you're like hammering down on it and doubling down. And I think a lot of guys just get caught up watching content. I mean, I always used to be like that, sit on the couch, let's watch someone rank a website. Let's watch someone close a cold call and shit like that. But I kind of wanted to also dive into, I've been getting a lot of questions. So what's an IVR? How does it work? Can you explain to everyone?
So it's a secret. It's a secret. Well, basically, we make your phone ring, right? For those of you that are interested, you have to get in Jason's course. Make sure you're in Jason's course. We'll reveal everything in Jason's course. But essentially, we control calls. If you want 10 inquiries, you get 10 inquiries. If you want 20 inquiries, you get 20 inquiries. You don't need to rely on ads. You don't need to rely on anything else, right? Because at the end of the day, look, prospecting is a big problem. Right? It's a huge problem. Now, there's really only a few ways to do prospecting, right? You could do it organically, which a lot of people, and this is something else I teach as well. But organic marketing works if you have the right tools, right? If you don't, you'll be sort of like fucking around like all day, every day, which is not the best use of your time. But you have organic marketing, or you can run ads. So you can run Facebook ads, you can run all these different ads. If you have
all the lead gen that Graham's so good at,
your
GMBs.
In fact, I was speaking to someone just today, and she was like, she literally just blew through a couple of like $1,000 in ads, and that's really easy to do, right? It's really easy to do, like, especially if you don't know what you're doing, right?
If your landing page is just a tiny bit fucked up, conversion rates you have to be, there's a lot that goes into ads and stuff. That's why when I saw your system, I was like, damn, I've never heard of anything like this. Like, it's very
no one's heard of anything like this. Like, no one, right?
Stop fucking telling people, will you, dude?
I know. But guys, look, enough said. If you want in on these strategies, you have to be in Jason's course, because we'll be doing some live sessions to make your phone ring, right?
But I'm doubling the price after yesterday. I was like, for my personal like rank and rents, like it's going to make it 10 times harder for me to be making money off my rank and rents with the stuff that's being dropped. So that the price is going up on it as well. I think
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd like to say something. I'd like to put a bit of a challenge out here to some of the people that are listening in, right? I mean, there's enough information out there for SEO. There's enough done for you services that you can buy for SEO, right? You can literally bolt anything together for the right price, yeah? Or you can go it alone and bust your ass, do all that stuff, right? Doesn't matter. But you know the basics of SEO. You know how to get stuff moving. I can guarantee you, if you use Kevin's IVR system, right, and blasted out 100 calls, you could leave your job within 4 weeks. I guarantee you could leave your job within 4 weeks. You'd be able to, if you just booked, say you booked 4 people at $2,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's $8,000 a month.
Exactly.
Right? Less your costs, you could live on $1,000 a week and then keep growing your business. You are literally, you're just over broke, shitty fucking job is a memory, right? And you are now on your way to being an entrepreneur and your own business owner, just by following the steps that are already working. It's not witchcraft. It's not sorcery. This shit works.
Yeah.
The I guess the big problem, I guess, for most people, I mean, look, and don't get me wrong, like most of you that are watching this, look, you guys are probably technical, right? You are technical. You know, you are good at what you do. You know how to rank sites. You know how to sort of get into and do a good job in SEO and etc. Right? Design websites, but the most important part comes down to 2 things, right? Where you're getting your leads. Yeah, I mean, you still, like, for example, like you rank a site, you still need to sell the damn thing, right? You still need to sell the damn leads. You still need to have a way to get to people and sell them, right? So it comes down to 2 things. So a way to get to your audience, and then you need to be able to close them, right? And closing obviously depends on your selling skills, on your sales skills. But I mean, that can all be replaced, right? That can all be replaced because you can literally just put on appointment setters. You could put on closers, right? If you have the right amount of inquiries coming through. And that's what it comes down to, right? And what we're talking about here is we can actually control the flow of inquiries coming through, so that if you really want, you can outsource every fucking, like, everything else, right? Everything else you can outsource, even including closing, even including, white label. You know what Will does, right? You could outsource your website team, you could outsource your SEO team, and anything else can be outsourced. You just need to be able to, firstly, have the inquiries coming through, and be able to, get on a book call, close them. That's it.
So actually, I wanted to bring it up. So I've got in my rank and rent training, I've got one of the students now who's been generating leads, right? And he has no one to sell to. And Kev, we had a brief discussion about that, but definitely, I think we need to get on that, bro. I'd even look at maybe doing it live if you're interested, showing people how the calls come through from the system. And really pumping it through, because I think it's a very common, it's common in rank and rents at least, lead generation. Guys that are good at it, who do I sell the leads to? And this is basically connecting one to the other. Hi, Jason. What's the difference between this and the digital real estate riches and niches pre-sale? You need to enable StreamYard to see your name, but basically, digital real estate is my second training that's coming up. That's on pre-sale. That's in the link. I've done some crazy shit, and it's literally, it started off at $1 and it goes up $1 every time someone buys. That's also some kick-ass software I'm going to be having Kevin on to talk about again. And yeah, Rank and Rent Mastery is basically ranking websites and renting them out to business owners or getting a share in the business. We're about halfway through that training. Been criticized a lot for it because I'm doing things a lot differently to what these other fucking gurus say out there, which is to build the website, wait 6 months, and then try sell it. We're pre-selling leads. You can ask Graham, veteran in lead gen. Most guys that know what they're talking about in lead gen, all pre-sell leads. This is bullshit of waiting like 6 months, 3 months to rank, and then you're not in a position to negotiate at all, I feel. I don't know, Graham, if you...
It's true, mate. Look, I've been in the game for a little while, and I pay attention to, I know people that have 300, 400, one guy over 750 lead gen sites, right, who got into this years ago, and every time someone asks the question, what would you do different if you could do it all over again? They all say the same thing. I wish I had a fucking pre-sold, found buyers. Because now what's happened is they've created this digital real estate. But unfortunately, they've got huge swathes of ghost towns where nobody wants to live. Nobody wants those leads. And what a crying shame when you see the phone blowing up, right? Week after week, month after month, of hundreds and hundreds of leads. And really, the only way you can get out of that situation is to start looking at an arbitrage model where you can try and find that entrepreneur that wants to get into that niche. Maybe it's pressure washing, window cleaning, whatever. And build a physical business to accommodate all those leads going to waste. But some of these guys, man, when you've got 700 sites, they don't care, right? They're not worried about starting up businesses left, right, and center. They're just concentrating on digital real estate. So once again, guys, you don't, if you're building these properties and you turn around and you're not getting any rent, well, guess what? You've just done your ass, right? And especially if you're doing it on your own, if you have a look at how much do you earn for an hour, like in the real world, $25, $30, $40 an hour, how much have you just pissed down the drain, right? Exactly. When all it really took was maybe, let's say you spent half a day on the phone or a day on the phone trying to find somebody to fill that asset up front. Can't find any takers. Well, shit, I'm not going to go there. Yeah, it's below zero. I want to find out where I'm getting those warm signals, So basically, to answer your question, the new training, Digital Real Estate, will be focusing on assets online that do not require tenants like Rank and Rents do. It's a different approach. Riches and niches, it's more affiliate based. That's all I'm going to say before the pre-sale's over. Yeah, but I'd recommend getting in. It's cheap. I think it's going to be going for like $297, $197 when it's done. I think it's currently at $80. It's a steal. I am there with only 40 websites. Only 40 websites is a really good number. Like I've got about probably 120, on the books. And I can tell you now, right, 90% of those aren't making me, what I thought they would. Literally three sites are my cash kings, right? And now that I've finally worked out what I'm good at, like what niches I'm really good at, guess what I'm doing, right? I'm going to now adapt myself, and we're just going to stick to that group, that niche. And that's part of the challenge, guys. It's finding what shoe fits you, right? What shoe is going to fit you? Is it cleaning? Is it roof restoration? Is it concrete driveways? Is it window cleaning? Walking the dog? Whatever, right? Try and find that one thing you're really good at, that people want that service, and there's a good market for buyers, and stick with it. And stop getting distracted by all the other shit. Because I tell you what, distraction will fucking destroy you. You will not change gears, and you will not move forward. You'll be in this constant state of flux where your head's spinning around and nothing gets done. So the sooner you can find that out, and then stick with that and build it.
I think that's the biggest mistake I've seen with like lead gen companies or rank and rent guys, or actually anything online. Kev, you can even chip in on this with your IVR system and stuff like that. You have to niche down. Step one in almost any system online, or actually in anything, like niche down. I mean, you want to get good at martial arts, get good at one or two, or get average at a whole broad system of them. You want to get good at playing music, well, get good at one instrument, fully understand that instrument, and then go on like that. And that's the same with rank and rent. I mean, I'd rather have 40 websites for just roofing in one country or wherever, and just be pumping that and be able, like, taking over percentages of businesses now. Like, I'm busy putting up an agreement now to take over half of a construction business. Like 27, man, digital real estate, digital agency, affiliate stuff, and now, going back into some construction, just as the nerd behind a keyboard that trains twice a day and drinks a gallon of water, thanks to you fucks.
You'll even see some of the most successful SEO agencies niche down, especially like you'll see, I think it's Josh Nelson's got, he does a 7-figure agency, specializes in HVAC, right, in America. Some guys specialize in tree lopping, tree removal. They're really, really niche down. And these are things that I sort of identified later on in the piece, even with my own agency. Like, I've got to revamp my website because I've got all this shit, right? I do this and I do that, I do this and I do that, I do this, I do that. And in reality, people are coming to my website looking at all this stuff and going, oh my God. I think back to that builder, right? 2008, when the people trying to sell me SEO came into my office. It was in one ear, out the other, man, If someone had to come to me and said, hey, we specialize in patio, deck, and roofers.
Oh my God.
Do right? We know you guys inside and out. Guess what? I was signed up.
Well, even like we was chatting the other day when you were in your construction heyday, and we are talking to my students on how to actually close percentages of businesses like I'm currently doing. If someone came to you, Graham, back then and said, hey man, I will fix your website up, I will generate you the leads, and I'll do the accounting, I want 30% of the company, and this is a multi-million-dollar company a year, you would have said yes, just because of the pure headache. And that's one of the things. But there's a question here, and I think Graham would be best suited to comment on the question. I don't know if you can see it there, Graham.
Facebook user, what do I think of JK? JK is a gateway. I won't say JK's got the greatest SEO. It's got SEO for beginners. There's a lot of good stuff in the group. You pick up a lot of stuff like angles, sales skills, things like that. But when it comes to serious SEO, it's probably not the best training that I've found.
I don't know the dude that well, or I don't follow his stuff. All I know is that a lot of my students complain how expensive it was for what you got. And that's one of the reasons I purposely made my course low. I'm like, you guys see value in this? Sign up. I mean, we had fucking Holly Starks in yesterday, dude. We had fucking Holly Starks in, like the queen of SEO legion. Actually, after what she showed yesterday, the fucking king, mate. The fucking king. Yeah. Sorry, Graham, what were you saying there?
This is a whole other field. I mean, like the reason why I discovered you guys, found Will, was because I was getting frustrated I could not get my GMBs to move, man. Like I was literally watching dead shits fucking outrank me, and it was doing my head in, right? Because as we've just discussed, we're pretty competitive, right, in what we do, and we hate coming. No one remembers second place, right? Especially when it comes to phone calls in a G&B, man, right? The difference between 1 and 2 is like 35% click rate, right? It's huge.
Yeah,
you need to get up there. So I had to go and find and start hanging out with people who knew their shit. And I think 99% of the battle is finding someone in SEO that doesn't talk shit and is really just interested in taking your money all the time.
Yeah, and also ego. I mean, I've said some things in the SEO community, and I've just been bombarded by these motherfuckers with the biggest egos. And it's like, well, what are you actually doing? Or how are you helping the community? Are you even trying to put out some help there? But back to what you were saying about first and second. So what I've noticed with first and second, right? You say like you're ranking second. Now, I'm not encouraging negative SEO. I'm just stating something. That if you are second, you can sometimes get more calls than the person in first position purely if you have more reviews or better rating. And you could even argue that it's sometimes better, right? Because you're sitting in second, your eyes glance at the searcher first. 100 reviews, like 3-star. Second, 200 reviews, 5 stars. In my experience, second gets a call. So that's one way. I mean, to me, as long as we're getting the top 3 on the page. Yeah.
Well, I did something very nasty, and I had a look at my little my little field, my little city, and my little niche.
Your little city.
And I had a little celebration today, I must tell you, because I popped the first, second, and thirds in the G&B, man. I've literally turned off the phones of the competition because I've set up multiple websites, multiple G&Bs, and now
that's
I own
what they
the
call
joint, man. Yeah.
Checkmate, bitch.
I'm like Al Capone, bro.
But back to what we were saying, you can only do that in like specific city, specific niche, and you have vested interests in those businesses. I think that's also where a big disconnect happens, right? With SEO guys and businesses and stuff. I mean, I could tell stories on my first SEO client. Oh my God. But I didn't give a shit about the guy's business. They were not paying me well and I got them on the first page. But I mean, as an SEO, if you have vested interest in that, and that's why I love the rank and rent model. It's like you can go out, own 10, 20% of these small construction, roofing businesses and stuff, set them up. You need a big pair of balls to do it though. And just dominate. But that's insane.
That's why I hate doing SEO for people, right? So the people that are watching, don't get me wrong. Like if you use Kevin's system and you want to blow your phone up and get quick money, SEO will get you heaps of quick money, right? I still build websites on the side for people. Like I make $1,000 whacking up a website in a day and stuff like that, right? So you can still earn quick money. Use Kevin's IVR system, right? Your phone will just ring off the hook and you're going to get that $8,000 a month, right? But that's going to lead you to give you the capital to be able to go out and start building your own digital assets. I hate doing SEO for people because I know that one day they'll leave me, and then I might have to come back and outrank them and destroy their phone number.
Right, that's spot on. Suggest edit with 200 accounts. Let's just answer this question quick, and then I want to dive into some other juicy stuff. Great, we need to have a serious talk about some things. You've got the one part of the puzzle, and I've got the other, but let's answer this quick. Still new, but is it okay to start building with WordPress using Bluehost as a host instead of the one William suggested? I had already went with Bluehost instead of his recommended. What would be the difference in using one hosting company versus another?
Well, I can answer this one. I mean, really, what are you going to get? There's a couple of things that come into play. It's price. What is the speed that they're offering?
Speed,
is it a dirty shared host where there's like hundreds and hundreds of, dirty little websites sitting in the same server? Is it a virtual private server? Is it your server, right? These are all the things you need to ask. And speed. What's the proximity of the server to where you want to deliver your content to? Is it a local server? Is
server location is a big one, I know.
Yes. Yeah. Is the support good? All that sort of stuff. So what are they throwing in? Can you get custom email addresses with it? What's the security like? Look, at the end of the day, they're all much of muchness shit hosts.
Yeah,
I find.
I think that's like, as I say, like a lot of SEOs and people get tied up in the finer details where lead generation is that phone ringing? Is this profitable? I think I always view SEO as one of the components that form part. Don't get me wrong, amazing, one of the biggest components in lead gen, right? But there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, and to not get pulled into those
caught
details.
up in so many rabbit holes, man. Like I'll put my hand on my heart and say I'm the worst, right? I've spent, well, actually, it wasn't that bad till Kevin came along, but I've spent about probably 80 grand. I've been about 80 grand on software, right? A lot of lifetime stuff. I'm a bit of an addict for lifetime deals. And I've got more shit than I can poke a stick at, right? But some of it comes handy. I'm messing around with some G&B review pop-ups at the moment on a website. But you can get caught up in this stuff. The main thing is, you can hire people to do all the dirty work, outsource all the shit you don't want to do, right? You don't have to know everything. You don't even have to know how to put a website together, guys, right? I mean, I spent the better part of maybe 12 months mastering WordPress, right? Because this is before lead gen, right? You don't have to do
But you are a master, bro. Your lead gen sites are they're sexy, bro.
But you know what I mean? Like you can give Will $350, man. He'll spin up a site with 10 pages of content, right? You're off to the races, right? You got Kevin over here. You got Jason over here, right? So you don't need to get caught up in all that shit. What do you really need to focus on? If you're a true business person, you work on the outside of the business. You don't work on the inside. And your main real focus should be getting the phone to ring and getting those customers through the door.
Yeah,
exactly.
But it's that scaling part, where your funds are really tight, right? You've got to make the transition because you want to go on high. And I'm in the same boat, right? I'm in the boat now of training VAs and hiring stuff and trying to roll it out because the potential's huge. I mean, you could turn yourself into a $2 million, $3 million, $4 million agency, okay? The main factor is you've got to have the infrastructure in place. You've got to get that infrastructure right, Got to have your systems in place. That's where the focus needs to be, on the foundation and the infrastructure, not the workers and the blokes that are digging the ditches and fucking filling the bags of concrete and all that shit, right? You can hire those people, but you've got to get the structure right. And that's my biggest failing at the moment and the biggest thing that's holding me back. Like at the moment, I'm okay, right? Because I've got these nice niches where we're getting – we're winning $100,000 contracts, right? So I don't really have to do a lot, but I do want to expand, and I have to put that infrastructure in place in order to be able to have, a stable business that's going to be able to grow. Like I know I could ring Kevin tomorrow and say, buddy, I need you to blow my phone up, man. Put out 500 IVRs, right? Let's go nuts. I've just found 10 closers, right? And they're going to take the calls and they're going to close, right? I can guarantee you I would have 40 grand a month worth of work within 2 or 3 weeks. 40 grand a month coming in the door. That's great. That's great, Graham. How the fuck are you going to do it? How are you going to follow through, right? Well, you promise these people you get the 40 grand a month, but how are you going to get the work done? That's the problem.
Yeah.
I reckon obviously, look, teaching students these strategies, I feel like, fuck, I might as well just keep it myself. Just as you said, right, Graham? I could literally hire closers. I could literally hire, for me, I'm not, I'm not like you guys. I don't know shit all about SEO. That's really not.
Oh, dude, no, whoa, backpedal, bro. I've seen some videos that you've been ranking for some of our techniques. I've seen what were those terms? I saw that those are some king terms. You top first page of Google. But yeah. Sorry, just needed to rectify that bullshit. Yeah.
Well, I should say I've got a few tricks up my sleeve.
That's all SEO is, dude.
Exactly. But actually, there's something else that I haven't actually revealed, which will come in the next couple of weeks. But it's a trick that will get you pretty much ranked on the first page with very little effort. But going back to what Graham says, I mean, at times I feel like, not like what other system that you can actually automate in the entire call center. Like I could literally blast out, as Graham said, like 500, 1,000 calls, right? Without having a single caller. Myself, few clicks and it's done, right? How many callers would you need to hire to do 1,000 calls? Like
forget about
10,
it, man. Yeah.
right? 10, let's say 10, and let's say each caller is, you'd spend like, I don't know, $200 a day on each caller. That's like $2,000 a day.
Yeah, man.
And then I could do that within a few clicks, like fuck all costs, like literally fuck all costs. And I can get phones ringing off the hook. And this is something I teach students, but unfortunately not everyone can see the opportunity, which is fine. But this is literally like the strategy here, making phone rings at will. It's like turning on a tap, right? Yeah. You turn on a tap. It's like, hey, I want 20 inquiries. I want 50 inquiries. I can turn on a tap right now without spending a cent in ads. Even, as I said, even when Facebook was down, we were getting freaking phone calls coming through at will, on demand, pretty much.
Well, bro, when we go live with that student of mine, he's got the leads coming in. I'd love to. Let's see if I can close someone online through the system. Live calls coming in, hot leads.
Absolutely.
Bro,
absolutely.
I think then the game, I think a lot of these guys, these guru guys, whatever, lead gen, rank and rent, whatever like stuff they're selling, they sell the like glitz and glam. And I can't blame them for that. At the end of the day, their goal is to sell like the course, right? But honestly, all you need to be good at business is the ability to generate leads and turn those leads into sales and paying customers and then maintain those relationships. That's absolutely everything you need to know about business.
Dude, Kevin's IVR, right, is a godsend. I've got a friend who is a cold caller. And he has got the thickest hide I've ever seen of any human being, right? He is tough, right? He makes good money. But he says, dude, it does some serious brain damage, right? It's just the cold calling. And what's the close rate, Kev? You'd probably know. It's like, mate, you make 100 calls, mate. I mean, you probably book maybe 1 or 2 appointments. A lot of them were NQs anyway, non-qualified, and they never came through. I mean, this is well, I'll give you an example. I'm actually filling out a form at the moment, right? I went to a couple of Facebook groups, right, looking for closers. And I've put a little thing up there saying, hey, I'm looking for a closer. He's got experience in SEO, Australia only. I've got a lucrative offer, right? Because a message. So they've sent me to this lead form, and I'm filling it out now. And even in the lead form, I mean, these guys are so just thinking, I've got to call people. I've got a cold call.
Right.
What are they going to do when I say, hey, no, you don't? I've got warm leads, right? These are warm leads. They're not cold leads. A cold lead is when you hit the phone and get them. These guys are coming to you, right? So they are slightly warmed up. And depending on the offer in that voice message, and the beauty of this IVR is, guys, here's the great part, right? Split testing. No need to guess. You don't have to guess what works, what doesn't, right? You can muck around with this thing and you'll just see the points coming in, man. You just see it starting to, a little bit like SEO, but it's instantaneous. You don't have to wait fucking 6 months to see if you get results. You get results straight away. It's brilliant. I love it.
It's like it's all come down to numbers, right? It's all a numbers game. Now, with cold callers, if they, as you said, like they probably book 1 appointment, say, out of 100 calls, and they'll probably take like a day to get through 100 calls. Maybe they'll get through 200 calls if they're lucky, right? Now, out of those booked calls, you still have to turn that into a sale. That's how you get 2 booked calls, and then let's say their stat is, I don't know, what, 1 in every 5, right? They have to go through 500 calls to get to those 5 booked appointments, and then to convert 1 of them into a sale. Now, imagine them not having to do those 500 calls, and now you can just give them 20 calls that are warmed up. 1 in 5, if they close 1 in 5, that's 4 sales, right?
Correct.
And you can make that happen today, like literally.
4 times $2,000 a pop a month.
Exactly.
4 times 1,500.
Oh, and then you just hire another closer. Then you hire another closer. You have 5, 10 of these closers, dude. You do that a few times a month.
Dude, this is
what? It'll be a 50 grand.
or don't do it because it's just more for our teams, I guess.
This is why I'm changing.
Or don't do it. Look, we'll do it ourselves. Like, let's set up something. We'll just do it ourselves, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm changing the dynamic of everything I'm doing, right? I'm going to update my website. I'm going to start focusing on doctors and lawyers and those high-end guys, tuning up with Kevin, get a really good serious closer, right, that likes the money, put him on a 10% commission, retainer, right? I want to go after those 6, 7, 8, 10 grand a month clients. That's where I'm setting my goal. You know,
what's a lawyer per month SEO? It's like $5,000.
Easy, dude. I had a look at some competitors, the ones that would reveal their packages. Right, I found one mob up on the Gold Coast. Man, it was pathetic. It was like $5,000, right, for this SEO package, man. And when I read through it, I was like, dude, if you come across a fucking guy like me, I would absolutely obliterate you onto the second page, man, where they buried bodies, right? These people are prepared to pay $5,000 a month. Like, mate, you
just put your black hat on, get your rank and rants above them, phone them up and be like, hey, I heard you're paying $5,000 a month for SEO.
Correct.
Well,
none of these guys are in this circle, right? So people that are on this call tonight, the 99.99999% of the SEO community and population are not listening to this shit. They don't know this shit, right? You guys are here obtaining the correct knowledge that is turning you into apex predators, right? When you go outside, you have a look at the competitors. They're fucking goldfish. Right? You guys are great whites. I'm telling you. Some of you guys are killer whales. When you go out into the digital wild, into the digital ocean, you will just be eating these guys up like krill. So don't let fear hold you back. That's what I'm saying. Don't let fear hold you back, right? You've got the right tools, you've got the right guys, you've got the right systems. Think outside the box. Everything is laid out and so easy, right? And if you're scared about taking those phone calls from clients, hire a closer, right? You can hire just about anyone you want. Yeah,
exactly.
I'm doing the same, man. I'm hiring a closer, right? I don't want to fucking talk to people. I want to be here, at mission control, doing my shit, right? It's what I like, right? It's my prerogative. It's my business. I'll do what I want, right? So I just outsource it. I'll give you an example, right? GMBs. I'm getting frustrated about GMBs. Dude, you can spend a month, 2 months, 3 months, right? Literally slaving over a keyboard. Or you can spend $1,000, get it done. Just get it done, right? That's what I'm doing. I just pay the right people, go and get it done. Rank my GMB, man. I don't give a shit how you do it, right? I want to get business in the door and I want to make money. I don't want to be stuffing around, man, trying to learn how atoms work, right? Just get it done.
Yeah.
Get Kevin's IVR going and you won't have to worry about nothing.
We got some questions here. I want to sell leads through a broker rather than having clients to worry about. Have you any recommendations? Yes, I do. I got this contact yesterday. I don't even have it yet. It's only available to my rank and rent people. But it's basically selling to a big, what do I call them? A big lead seller. I'm not too sure on the prices yet, but that's what it is. I know, Kev, we were having a conversation about maybe setting up something like this and integrating my rank and rents, a whole bunch of rank and rents, IVRs, but that's still, in the pipe work. So yes, but it's only available to my rank and rent students for the time being. It's big. While I've got you guys here, what have you found is the most efficient way to get 20 to 30K content and words on a website? Conversion AI or Article Forge? So I've used Conversion AI with Surfer SEOs, really good. Article Forge, haven't really touched that. There's Word AI as well. But to be honest with you, man, spend the money on a writer. I've got a writer that does it at 10 cents a word. It is a bit pricey, but I mean, content, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but content, like you won't fuck up a guy easily with good content and his SEOs and points. If he has better content than you and his SEOs and point, you're going down. So make the investment, get that up to spec. Yeah, Graham, I don't know if you have anything on that, Kev? Or...
Well, for a start, I hate writing content. I've written a lot of content, and the only time I've ever been successful at it is when I've used AI. Started with Conversion AI. I've got another one at the moment that I'm using called Scale Nut, which I don't know where they got the name from. But
the duck's nuts, man.
Scale Nut's not far behind Conversion AI. It's only new, but it's growing pretty quick. But what you can do is, if you can sort of put the net out there and find a VA. I mean, we've got VA at the moment that is, writing 2,500 word articles for our press releases on Signal Genesis. And we're getting it done cheap, man. Like we're getting like 2,500 word article done for like, don't tell anyone, about $7, which is crazy, right?
No, he told everyone now. Told everyone.
So the main thing is if you're writing the content to fill out your web pages, just make sure, like I run through Grammarly Premium, and don't get too caught up with the plagiarism shit. Even John Mueller from Google said it doesn't fucking really matter that much, believe it or not, right?
Duplicate content does not matter, bro. I've done tests with this. I've got pages ranking on the first page for different terms, duplicate content. Maybe the H1 tags are changed. That's it.
Look at your location pages, man. They're all duplicate content except for the H1s and H2s, right? Like the area titles. Yeah. That's all that matters. Get area titles in there to let Google know where you are. They don't give a shit about, like, I was having an argument with someone the other day about, talking about AI writers are ruining things and Google's going to crack down. I go, dude, a plumber, there's about 100,000 plumbing websites out there. I said, how many times can you write about how to change a washer on a tap, bro?
Oh, bro.
Sooner or later, someone's going to start duplicating content, man, right?
Yeah.
Google knows that.
I mean, that's the bane of my life, actually, is when I used to write content for my guys. It's spot on. Once you've done like 5 or 10 aircon sites or plumbing sites, how the fuck do you write it? In other words, like,
mate, I can tell you this, right? I've never reached out for a backlink in my life, ever. Never reached out for a backlink. The only thing I've used is Signal Genesis, write our own content, and do some pretty good on-page interlinking. Right, that's it. I crush SERPs wherever I go, dude. I don't have a problem with SERPs, man. It's easy. It's the GMB that's a pain in the ass.
I've been on Holly's news network now, bro, and I'm seeing some results, man. There's a link in the description as well if you guys want to get into that shit, man. Bro, it's like 300. No, I don't even know how many news sites she has there. Page 1, 4 minutes. Backlink.
You know what I like about Holly the most? It's almost like she's my twin sister, man. She's like, I don't like doing all that work. I'm the same. If I can just buy it, you just buy it, put it in, mate, it's done. Well, I don't need to know how it works. I just need to know. I
agree. It's like when you start your car, do you have to be a mechanic on it? That's exactly what we were chatting about the other day. It's just like, hey, if it breaks, I take it to someone that knows what the fuck they're doing. They fix it. I carry on doing what I need to do with the car. Same with your lead gen, your rank and red. Same with your IVRs. I mean, bro, I try to set up Kev's IVR system by myself, and I'm not that dumb. And I was like, yo, Kev, I need you here, bro.
I've only just started getting into Chirpy for my own. I'm changing all of our phone systems over, so that call forwarding. So setting up the whisper messages, and man, it works fucking great, right? So I ring up the boys and I say, mate, did you hear the whisper message? Like, dude, it's crystal clear. Like, I'm just getting all this really good feedback. And here's a good thing now, right? I'm using AI software to write the messages. So the welcome message, I'll just get, I've got a template, and I'll change the name of the contractor. So it actually tells them, hi, just going to put your call straight through to John, who's an awesome plasterer. Oh, by the way, this call may be recorded for training purposes. As soon as, because most contractors will just answer, they go, there you go. They already know his name. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's all those little things you can do. And mate, Chirpy works great, dude. It's a really clean.
And hey, if it's on a lead form, right? This doesn't have to be just outreach, right? If it's on a lead form, lead comes through, and you can actually take that live data and feed it through a whisper message. You know that, right? You can feed it through, so the person answering could know exactly who they're speaking to, what company they're speaking to, who exactly they are.
I've put the whisper message as in what site it's come from. Like, this is coming from X website.
Do what's so it's called Salesbridge. Go check it out.
Oh, I wish I knew someone that knew all this stuff. I wish I had a friend, man, that knew all this shit. It'd be really helpful.
Check this, bro.
Yo.
Hey, it's that sugar-free. That's not sugar-free, bro. That's
everything
75 hard reset.
Motherfucking free.
So the Facebook user here wants to know what we're selling. Do you show how to rank GMBs from finish to start with low competition words? Well, my boy William down here does that. GMB Pros ends today, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, GMB Pros ends today. If you're not a GMB Pro by the end of the day, you're fucked.
Jump on it.
Yeah.
I'm in GMB Pros. Basically, if you're not a GMB Pro, any more sales in the future, if I come up with another course with Chris, Holly, anybody that we're going to be doing with, y'all going to be paying full price.
Yeah, we were discussing this earlier. Your shit is underpriced, bro.
If you're on this call and you're on the fence, get off the fence, because this is the last deal of the century you're going to see, man.
Same thing like whenever I break out the new white label SEO website I'm coming out with that nobody knows about really yet. It's going to have a baseline price, and then it's going to have the new prices, which will go all the way up to like $3,000. So, because we're not going to play. Basically, I'm even considering doing one where it's going to be performance based, where instead of paying up front, you're going to pay a percentage up front, and then I'm going to have you pay the base or the rest once you're ranked, but it's going to be a hell of a lot more money. So it's basically, I think of it like a partnership.
How do you turn leads into sales? Kev?
Know how to sell.
Well, exactly. You got to know how to sell.
Value meets problem and pain points.
Exactly.
Exchange. That's it. And I think the messaging, maybe it's going more into how to do the messaging behind it. So basically, have some good shit and sell it to someone that doesn't have the good shit and needs the good shit.
Basically, you need to solve problems, right? It always comes down to solving problems. That's it. Solving problem, having a solution to solve other people's problem. Hey, and I get these questions all the time, right? Like through the system, through the IVR system, like we can get you calls, but this won't fucking close you sales, right? It's not a magical system. It won't close you sales. You can get as many calls as you want, but you need to know your shit, right? You need to know your shit. If you can't even close manually, if you're not closing any sales manually, no other magical tools will save you. Right?
Yeah.
So hire
100%.
a closer.
Exactly.
And William's got some good tips for hiring closers, I've heard.
Yep. It's called hire my ass. Me and Kevin already talked about it. I ain't closing for nobody else no more. Not happening. I got 2 calls tonight, and I'm recording both of them. So
let's do it.
While Facebook was down, what was it? Facebook was down. Yeah, I woke up this morning, and I looked at my phone, and I didn't have 20 messages. And I'm like, something's wrong. And I go to my desk, and it says from Patrick, it's a student of mine. He goes, by the way, Facebook is down. And I'm starting thinking, oh, fuck, my Facebook is down. not Facebook in general. My Facebook, my account is like, nah, it's all of Facebook. And then I said, oh, I look at my calendar. I'm like, what the hell? I got like 5 or 6 appointments from yesterday that mine and Kevin's call center put through. So I'm done with giving people leads. I'm done with doing all that shit. I used to sell people leads, qualified leads and shit like that. Now me and Kev are going, you know what? Y'all don't like the money, I'll take the honey. You know?
Exactly.
Y'all don't like it, I'll take it.
Dude, you know,
you guys want to talk about what you're doing?
And then yesterday when Facebook was down, you know, we still got calls and leads and everything through the system that Kevin has set up, you know? So,
dude, we're getting
so many. Got to thank Thomas Bell, man. Hey, good on you, Zuck.
And that's with two new. That's with the 2 sales reps that we just started training. Last week? That's not like me getting on the phone trying to set an appointment. That's not like Kevin doing. That's like someone that don't even fucking have experience gets on the call, and let's say they got 10 calls come in, and they set appointments with 6 of them. That's like a really good rate, you know.
Do they even have expertise in web and SEO? The closers
they have none. Zero.
And there lies the opportunity.
In the Scale Up Agency, what we teach in Scale Up Agency, I essentially told them, gave them a real quick walkthrough and said, this is what you're going to tell them. That's it. Close it. You know, set the appointments. Once I go on the phone, I'll close them. Don't worry about that.
Damn, bro.
Dude, you know, and this, guys, if you're watching this, as I said, this is all while Facebook was down. Right? If you're relying on business on Facebook or Facebook ads, you're fucked. Like you were literally down like for the entire day yesterday.
I would not build my business on top of Facebook. I've seen so many friends have their ad accounts suspended for no reason. Just lives destroyed because of that fucking wanker. It's not worth
email list. Need an email list. This is the importance of a list. I feel this is something I'm learning
back
from you
in
guys.
the day. There's this little thing we called forums.
Yeah.
One of the things my developer is working on is we're going to put a forum underneath Rank Fortress Academy, because I'm going to pull as much of my students and clients and traffic off of Facebook or any social media onto my own, you know, if you will, list, my own source of traffic. That way I can control it.
Correct.
And own it, all that shit. I feel the same way about not wanting to do everything. How much total should I spend to rank something in low competition?
Well, you can get a website off Will for literally $350 and you really, you know, you're off and running.
The content's the most expensive thing, really. If you get content from us, 20,000 words is $1,000. Because the guy we did facade installation, imagine this. He had no website, no content, nothing, no backlink citations, jack shit. Okay. Wasn't ranking in 3 to 4 weeks. He went from completely red GeoGrid 20 miles out to now he's dominating 40 miles out. And we did that in 5 weeks. So that was with 20,000 to 30,000 words of content. The website. So if you really wanted to get it down, the website and content about $1,400, and then the SEO. If he did 2 months, it cost him another $1,600. So let's say $3,000.
He's saying low competition, but I know your team bangs that out.
Yeah,
even
that
in high
wasn't even
competition.
completely low competition. That was in the population size was like 170,000. Low competition to me is like 40,000 or below, and that shit I can rank in like 4 weeks or less. I've ranked stuff in major cities like that. So
let's break that down, guys. Right. So Will's talking $3,000. What we're talking complete done for you, right? GMP's cranking through the roof, right? Everything's done. $3,000. Okay. I want you to tell me if you find a buyer, which you probably will if you do your research correctly. It's going to pay you $1,000 a month. Okay, that's $12,000 a year. I want you to tell me anywhere you can go Forget about crypto. Anything that's legit, where you can invest $3,000, okay, and get a 400% return in the first 12 months. Where can you get that sort of money? You know, so if you're sitting there penny pinching and going, oh man, I'm fucking spending $3,000, guess what? This business is not for you. If you don't want to, if you don't want to get your balls out of your wife's handbag or whatever, right, and get out there and put your money where your mouth is, mate, this business is not for you. It really isn't.
Yeah.
It's
Now,
like
if you've got a big borrow and steal to get that $3,000, I get that, right? We've all been there. Yeah, just get the money, find it. Pay
that
Will.
sod installation guy, whenever he messaged me the other day, he said literally his phones don't stop ringing. So he's booked out months in advance now for it, and he does, let's say, 5 jobs a week. You know, he's already banking 6 figures now, and that took 5-6 weeks. If that was the last session we did on GMB Reloaded. So, and we're doing that now for the not Brisbane but Sydney Towing Company. So,
and there you have it in a nutshell, folks. Right? Yep. So I spun my wheels for literally 2 years since I got into lead gen. When I've lost all this money trying to learn all this shit, I could have just found someone like Will or whatever and just bought these bolt-ons. I want a GMB package. I want a website package. It's going to cost you $3,000, man. Mate, awesome. You know what? I can't start a cleaning business unless I've got a truck. I can't start a cleaning business unless I've got a pressure cleaner, right? You've got to invest in your business, okay? There's no use just trying to sit there and what is your time worth? Right, you can't buy time, man. You've only got one go at it, right? So the more you keep spinning your wheels, I've bit the bullet now, right? I go and buy shit. I don't do shit anymore myself. I do websites because I like it because I just like designing. But I'll go and buy Will's shit. Just get it done, man, because that's going to bring me in money. I want. But it also
allows you to focus on pre-selling the leads and getting that in. I mean, if you know that a lead is going for $50 to $100. And you know that the top GMBs are maybe getting this in. $3,000 is literally like, let's do the math. $3,000, you're doing 100 of these leads at whatever. Do the math. You're going to make that back like this with some cream on top, or the whole fucking ice cream truck on top in like the first year. And I mean, that's exactly where it's like, this is what I hammer on in is, you need, just with Rank and Rent, focus on closing businesses that are interested. And if you can close a percentage of the business, shit, great. We were also talking about this. It was just like, now it's like, do I go into selling leads or owning parts of the business? You know?
I think, Jason, you and I had a private conversation about finding Rank and Rent sites, right? We're talking about being the apex predators here and going, how am I going to find somebody to buy leads? Easy. Go and find a Rank and Rent site. They stick out like dog's balls, right? They're built by fucking idiots. They look like shit, right? They're crap. But some of them, man, the phone blows up, right? Guess what? You've already got a captive audience. You ring that number, you get that phone number, you get that contact from the contractor, and then you say, you know what? Now I'm going to circle back and I'm going to take these guys out, right? I'm going to take them out. I've already got a buyer. All of a sudden, that contractor's phone stops ringing because you're now outranked him. Well, guess what? He's hungry, man. He's looking for something. You've already got a sale.
This is literally a contractor phoning me for Rank and Rent, dude.
Just destroy existing sites, man, and outrank them. That's what we do for a living, isn't it, guys? That's what we do.
Yeah, that's it, bro. So Kev, whoa. Are you going to be sharing with everyone what it is you're up to? No,
dude, no, not here. No, it's all we can tell you is we're filling up calendars.
6 or 7 months, bro. Kevin's been sharing in our group on Scale Your Agency for like 6 months. He's been sharing in GMB Reloaded for 6 fucking months, right? And a handful of them actually will do it. And the handful that actually do it, like I think you know, Jason, first week you worked with me, 15K. Mike the other day, I mean, what was it? I don't know. He did 200 call drops and he got like 4 new clients that week. And then the other dude, same thing. It's always the same thing. Like they do what Kevin teaches and have him set up the IVR system and Chirpy and let that headache go to Kevin and not you. And then they listen and do it. And then calls come in. It's like, I can't believe it. Someone actually listened and then calls come in. Drew, he sent the chicken the other day, just like you did, Jason. And he's been doing our system and he got a six figure, like $100,000 client a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
10,000 plus a month. Okay, from one client from just implementing that system. So me and Kevin basically talked and said, you know what? We're going to start doing this, me and Kevin together. Then the other thing I'm working on now that my new studio's almost done, me and my boys are going to go, since we've doing rank and rent, and Graham knows this, we do rank and rent 18, 19 partners. We're going to do rank and rent as a company and then put all the money from the leads in the pot. And then we're going to split that shit up between all my staff and myself, because we know how to do it. Just people don't listen. Some people listen and they're successful. And the ones that don't, they're not successful. You want to be a loser, implement. You don't want to be, you want to be a loser, then just sit on your hands and think about it and pray about it and everything else. You want to be a winner, you call Kevin up and say, put my shit together, Kevin.
I mean, look, guys, literally a couple hours. We had 6 bookings, right? So we filled up Will's calendar for 6 bookings. That's only a few hours. So we'll keep going today, tomorrow. Let's say go for 5 days. That's 30 fucking bookings. if you can close say half of them, or even like 20% of them, dude.
What's sad was I was thinking
20 grand
I was going to do originally what I'd done before. Was I'd originally months and months and months ago, I opened up my calendar just to be any time they wanted a booking. I was like, I'm glad I did not do that shit, because I'd be having, just bookings all throughout the fucking night because Kevin and our team are on it, But
what was I literally just saying, right? I was saying I'm changing my focus. I'm going to go after 10 grand a month clients. And what did William just say? Drew just signed up a 10 grand a month client through Kevin's IVR. We're not talking shit, guys. This is all real.
Yep.
I think that scale your agency, that's what I was in. And I mean,
you originally came into it because you wanted to scale your quote unquote agency. That's the funniest shit. And then I was like, you were in rank and rent. And I'm like, you need to focus on fucking rank and rent. And try and scale that. And work on that. Stay focused. I literally just talked to a client today. He asked me, he said, don't record. He's like, don't record it, blah, blah, blah. One of the things he said was very specific he said, I really don't think I want to be an agency because clients are a pain in the ass. And he's like, I really want to go towards rank and rent. And why he wanted to go towards rank and rent is because it's not a pain in your ass. It's you get paid to rank and you get paid to send people calls, and that's all it is. Versus clients calling you up as an agency, it could be, hey, this button doesn't move just right. Hey, this text doesn't look just right. Hey, I want this green and not red. I mean, it could
my best is
my
best is when they have they sign you up for pay-per-click, right? And you tell them straight up, this budget is too low, bro. You're not going to be cracking page 1. And if you do on the bidding system, you're going to get like 2-3 clicks, no leads, and they know better. This is the budget. I've been burnt in the past. Okay, cool. And then, man, I totally agree with that. Build your own fucking digital real estate assets online. Do your own shit. Graham, we were 100%. Talking about this.
So someone's asking real quick. They said someone's asking, I think that price is fair because how much do you spend in softwares and one man do it yourself? And that's one of the things I tell agencies. When agencies come to us, I said, I'm literally probably saving you just in software, let's say $3,000. Then let's throw in staff. Whenever you're pulling our staff, if they were in the States, it'd be a hell of a lot more. But just pulling it in here, you're saving $15,000 a month. Okay, so just in software, $3,000. I told most agencies, go ahead and cancel most of your software because you're not going to need it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, just give you guys an example, right? So we had 6 bookings. This is so while Facebook's out, we had 6 bookings. Now we went through about 1,000 calls, right? Now those 1,000 calls, we have literally just saved ourselves $2,000 because that would literally equate to 10 callers.
Yep.
I'd say $200 a day. To do all that, that would be $2,000. And we did that a couple of hours, and we filled up with 6 bookings. I mean, hey, what other system can you actually do that with?
There's nothing. There's nothing like it, man, on the universe. And like I said, the only thing that can hold you back with this is actually getting the work done. That's what you got to figure out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Can Will's, Kevin's, and Holly's services work in conjunction with each other, wondering to determine the best ROI? Yeah, they can. If I'm not mistaken, Will actually includes some of that shit in there.
I include Hollick stuff in all of our SEO.
Yeah.
So all of her backlinks, her G sites, her Google News site network, all that's included in. And we do the blog, and then we take the blog, and then we do the YouTube stack, and then we take that and put it in the blog, and then we take that,
shove it down Google's throat,
and then take it down and shove it down Google's throat using Holly's stack, and rank within days instead of fucking months.
So basically, I should just go pick up a good Brian Tracy book on closing and let you guys knock out the SEO. Yeah, man.
Or Sabri's book, or Sabri sell like crazy.
Yeah. Or hire a closer and make them. Wait, I got one for you.
Good fucking book.
I got one for you. Seen that? Guys, green screen. Giving me issue. Never split the difference. FBI negotiator. Check at us. Show and tell, boys. Show and tell. I'm getting bad marks and my green screen's fucking this up.
And I just got Kevin, I just got my ClickFunnels gear today. I got a ClickFunnels backpack.
Hey, I saw that.
I got all types of. I got a shirt.
I saw that, man.
Yeah, baby.
Sent me an unboxing video. I was like, I'm so jealous, dude. That would have taken like 2 months to arrive here in South Africa if it wasn't stolen.
It arrived here in about 2 weeks.
Nice.
That's essentially what I'm working on for GMB Pros as well. Coming up these holidays, is what I'm working on. Is an actual GMB Pro boxed up with a T-shirt and this and that sort of thing.
So, guys, I kind of wanted to bounce a question off you because a lot of my viewers, I get a lot of DMs about this. So, if they were starting from ground zero, right, as in kind of similar to how I did, where you learn the skills, you get 1 or 2 clients in. What would the blueprint be? Would you say get your agency, quote unquote, to a certain amount where you're sustaining yourself, and then start building your own assets, or carry on scaling the agency going forward? What would your recommendations be if you're starting from ground zero like today, but you had these skills?
If you can fund yourself, build digital assets. Don't do any SEO work.
I would tell you do the same thing, except if you have an agency already, take the money you're making from agencies and reinvest, but reinvest in rank and rent your own assets. It's the same thing we do. We take the money that we make, I reinvest in the boys, I reinvest in other things I buy, agencies I might buy, or whatever I might buy up. And I always have people approaching me, hey, are you interested in buying a solar GMB in Canada or whatever? I buy that shit up. If you have a GMB you want to sell, all you have to literally do, message my ass, and if I like the niche, I'll buy it. Because I know I can put it to use. I know how to sell the shit.
Yeah. We're busy putting up a marketplace for rank and rents on Ranko soon. Because I've got so many people, man. They are just I've got this rank and rent, and I don't have the connections, the quality,
They
and that,
don't
and
have the leads. They don't know how to sell the leads, or they have a GMB that's producing leads, and they don't have no one to sell it to. So they want to sell the GMB. I have people that make GMBs that get them ranked, and then don't know what to do with them because they don't want to build the websites, and then they'll sell the GMB to me. So we have GMBs besides quote unquote, the clients we work with. I have my own GMBs.
Yeah. Guys, we're gonna have to keep William out of that rank ghost marketplace for like a day or two. So someone has a fucking chance to buy some of the rank and rents or GMPs, you assholes list. Because I know I'm gonna wake up.
I'll come in underneath a different name.
I'm blocking all IPs from the Philippines for like a week.
I'll use another one. Buy. Yep. So.
Do you guys offer Facebook ads to outsource? I used to. It's not my favorite thing to do in the world. Depending on your budget, you can DM me. I can maybe help, but I'm very picky with clients that take on all that. But yeah, so I need to block all IP addresses coming from the Philippines for a week when that marketplace goes live. So I will wake up.
I have a laptop somewhere in the States. I'll tell you that much.
Shouldn't have told them that.
I was saying, going back to that question about Facebook ads, we do have a hack that you could literally hack Facebook ads without actually running Facebook ads, right?
What? What's this?
So right here on Facebook, all you really need to do, find some ads with your target audience, and literally, right, let them spend the money. Let them, let's say ClickFunnels, right? They have spent tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars, right, refining that perfect ad, refining those perfect interests. You find those ads, and technically, anyone who is engaging, anyone who's liking, anyone who has reacted are also your audience, right?
I didn't know you were going down this, guys. I've used this hack, and I've used this hack, and right? $2,000.
And what's better is you can actually automate this process, right? You can actually automate this process. Firstly, to find those ads. Secondly, to be contacting these leads, be connected. They are super targeted, and we have the automation tool for you to be actually able to automate this entire process without you sort of sitting there contacting each everyone. Press a button and it's to literally contact everyone on the list.
Kev's like a fucking Swiss Army knife with this shit, dude. Like, we literally discovered one of his tools the other day, dropped it off at $3,000. I didn't even want to know what William made off that shit because that was insane, man. And it was just like something we'd been sitting on that was there in the Dropbox or in the sheet. Like, hey, this is what the software does. Like, fiddle around for 10 minutes, get it working. Bro, I think I'm gonna have to have you on here, and we're just gonna run through all your tools. You want lead generation, bitches? Well, here's 10 tools that just kick ass. Well, I don't know how much. If you want to actually say how much you made off that fucking tool, dude. Oh, yeah.
We'll make you throw up.
We've got a lot of water in our bodies to throw up, man.
Absolutely. So you guys all done for today? Like, you guys all done your workouts?
Done my 10 pages. I got Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tonight, so that's my second workout.
Nice.
I just got to do my 10 pages, man, and I'm done.
Yeah. And the water? How are you managing this water? Am I the only one that sucks with this water thing?
Yep, you suck. Have that water thing.
Just get bigger cups, man. It doesn't hurt as much.
Is there water in there, bro?
Well, it's 99% water and some tea bags. So there you go, guys. You've got every single solution for lead gen sitting in this room right here. Everything you need, man. There's no fucking excuses for not doing anything. Like, the only thing you need to do, the only thing stopping you is what's sitting between your two ears right? Paralyzed by inaction. And remember, there's a great saying, procrastination is the assassination of motivation and goals realization, right? So you got to get off the fucking couch and just do something. Who gives a fuck if it works or not, right? Just go out there and have some fun, man. Get people saying, no, piss off, I don't want your services, right? Have a laugh. Who cares? You've got a family here as well, right? There's a great ecosystem. You've got all these groups. You've got people that are always here to help you. So don't ever feel that you're on your own either, right? Because it can be lonely existent being a digital entrepreneur. We get that. But, come and hang out, shoot the breeze, ask some questions, hang around. There's always someone here to help, pick you up, lift you up, motivate you, get you in the right headspace. So it's more than just going out there and destroying the competition.
Yeah, and I mean, guys, what I love about you gents is that there's like fuck all ego here, really. Like we real as shit. I mean, we all have our stories. I live in fucking South Africa, murder capital of the world. Williams in the Philippines. You cunts are in Australia. I don't know why. It's stupid. It's too expensive to live there. But like, there's no ego here, man. We've all been through our fair share of shit. We're all learning. Feel free to always ask questions. There's no dumb questions, only dumb people. No, I'm joking. But yeah, guys. I mean, Lead Gen Nation. There's one or two more questions here. This guy saying he'll do a jiu-jitsu move on me.
Calls to take, okay? I gotta go.
Sweet brother. Cheers, bye.
See you, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
Yo, boiler my ass. I'll outrank your ass, bitch. I'll bury your GMB. That's a nice one, Graham. You four are like my favorite new boy band with Holly on drums. Lots of great information. We got to come up with a name for us, bro. I think we're a bit more rough around the edges than like One Direction or Westlife. Although I feel like I could pop up like, dude, if I did my hair a certain way, I'm telling you I could pull off some Westlife shit here, dude.
It's kind of weird, guys. Like, I haven't really known Kevin that long or Jason that long. I don't know how long, guys. Maybe a couple of months, few months.
Yeah, a couple months.
We sort of clicked. Always willing to share, always willing to help each other. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I've got some tricks up my fucking sleeve that I probably will take to the grave, right? That's just, some things aren't for sale, but that's the nature of the game. You just got to work out your own little strategies and implement them, test them out, see what works, right? There's just so much shit out there to outmaneuver the competition. Of all the things that I've come up with myself, just by pot luck, there's probably another 100 different ways of doing things and getting you where you want to get. But, once again, I keep coming back to the main thing. Like, you don't need to be stuck where you are. It's your mindset that's holding you back. All the tools are here that you're ever going to need to make a success out of this business. And the scope is huge. Even though we have this concentrated sphere of people and you kind of think, oh, man, this must be everyone doing this. No, there's not. There ain't. And the ones that don't have shit on what you learn, with the skills that you're going to learn from the training that you're going to get here, right? It's just Kevin, right, for instance, with his IVR system, Chirpy. I never fucking heard of anything like it on the planet, man. Like as soon as he showed me on that webinar, I literally got $2,000 out of my pocket. Said, I want the lifetime. I want it now, right? I don't know how it works, but I know it looks good, right? So the proof's in the pudding, right?
Just the concept, man. Like, because even like the software, the concept of it, dude. I've cold called many people in my life before. I've done cold calls live on camera, and I'm like, oh, so these people are coming to me now. What? And I don't have to necessarily deal with the rejection of like, oh, fuck you. Oh, shit, kid lost. Yeah, all that stuff. I've been called some funny names, bro. I've been called shit I had to go look up online afterwards. I was like, what? What's it?
But it's also a dual purpose tool, right? So even though Kevin's kind of molested it, right, and turned it into a mutant, which is this lead generating machine, because that's what you did, Kevin, right? Kevin hacked it, right? He looked at it and said, "Fuck me, you know what? I reckon I could do this, right?" So he's literally pulled this thing apart and And even the developers gone, oh shit, man, I didn't realize, right? We're onto something. But even the shell core part of it, I use it for my whole phone system now, right? My call tracking, my voice recording, my whisper messages, right? So it's a great little tool. Like, is it right up there with, like, if you're going to use it for a full call system, it's getting there pretty close, right? But the cost factor is just irrelevant for what you're going to get out of this thing. You know, it's just a must-have tool. It's just, you got to have it.
Is this the beginning of Jason's digital assets course? I got a message. This isn't the beginning. We are still. You should have got an email out today. If you signed up, I will have an update for you on it soon. Pre-sales open. I'm closing it soon. Once that's closed, course is probably going to be like $297, $197. It's currently sitting at like $80. Yeah. Sorry, guys. You've got to get through these. Does Chirpy work well for call tracking?
Yes, it works extremely well. And I had other systems, and one of the problems I had was when the whisper message was coming through. So an example would be in a certain city, I run 3 different websites under 3 different names, right? And I've basically cornered the market. So when that call comes through, they don't know which name to use when they answer the phone, right? So I needed to have the whisper message there. So the other systems that I was using, it would always come through muffled, or they couldn't understand it. I set up Chirpy, and it's absolutely crystal clear. It's beautiful.
Kev, this one's for you, bro. Do you have graphs and functionalities like CallRail?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But as Graham said, look, you'll be able to set up whisper messages so you know exactly where the calls are coming from, right? You know exactly. Now, look, obviously, you could set up in a way. Because it's very flexible. It's very flexible. You can add it to a Zap. You can actually record this. You can put it on a spreadsheet, for example, right? For every call that comes through, zap it to a spreadsheet if you want to. You can track this.
Correct. I played around with it today, Kev. I downloaded the Excel spreadsheet. So you just basically type the number in, or the name of the number that you got.
Exactly.
And it'll just populate the whole sheet, and you can just send it off to whoever's buying the leads and say, here you go. Here's your calls for the month. Do you want fancy graphs? Well, you know what? You could do that if you wanted to. You could. You could.
Most of the shit on this software is just fluff. I'm like, here comes a rant alert. Like, fuck all this shit where it's like, look at my fancy graphs, functionalities and shit. It's like, hey, bro, who's this call coming from? Okay, how was it set up? Cool, let's close that chick. I mean, bro, like, so I used to be into financial trading and stocks, shares, crypto, all that shit for like companies and that. The best software was the software that was basic, like trading indicators, man. Like you have your like compound exercises like bench press, squat, and shit like that. You have your basic ass indicators, those kick ass. Like, is this person interested? Do I have a good sales script? And can I get an invoice out to them? Like those 3 guys, you can. I don't know. That's just my view. I'm so sick of these crazy softwares that take you like 10 hours to work out and master. And by the time you've worked it out, Graham sent something else through AppSumo, and it's like, dude, got to get on this new shit. Yeah.
Chirpy is not over the top. That's what I like about it. You know? And I literally worked out the spreadsheet and all that shit by myself without even asking for Kevin's help. So, you know, I mean, what do they need to know, man? Is their phone blowing up or not? Are they getting value from your leads or not? You know, like if you need to explain to them every 4 weeks and beg for your supper, they're obviously not a good fit, or your site's not performing. You know, big gives a fuck about graphs, like Jay said.
Exactly.
I wanted to bounce something off yourself, Graham. So I've got another guy coming in now. So I'm in a position now where he's keen to give me 50% of profits, right, from the lead gen site. But now I'm thinking of also opening up a separate company and going 50-50 in on him, with him. But do you think that's wise? I don't really know the guy that well. I haven't felt him up that great. What would you do in that situation? Because I'm sure a lot of guys have that question. Like, do I sell them on a referral thing?
I'd be wary.
Because I'm also.
Especially when it comes to tax obligations, once you start getting into those legalities, you can really get yourself into some deep shit. Even when it comes to, let's say you're a proprietary limited, you're a director or a part co-director of a company. Say someone gets killed on a job site, right?
Insurance, bro.
There goes your fucking house. There goes your car, right? Everything's gone. So understand, when you go into a legal binding partnership with someone like that, you are also equally responsible, paying for the materials, right, on time, all that sort of shit, man. Yeah. Public liability, right? Workers' compensation, superannuation, sick leave, fucking maternity leave.
So what would you recommend, bro? Yeah, dude, it's here in South Africa, not as bad, but I hear where you're coming from, because I approach accountants now because this guy is very, very interested, and I've done a few like joint ventures with guys, but now it's becoming like very legal and technical to the point where I'm like, okay, do I go in? Because one of my accountants recommended to me, go in on a referral agreement with this guy, like he pays you per lead, like it's a referral partnership. And then another one of my accountants said to me, but don't you want 50% of the business? But then with all the assets and goodies that come with it, so do all the fucking liabilities and
correct
shit like that.
So unless you're this is where I get down to from the other live that we went on when I was talking about how you could upsell yourself or offer an opportunity where you can take care of taxation, bookkeeping, accountancy, right? You could structure yourself so that you can take care of all that stuff, even estimating, right? We've got somebody on site that will estimate the cost of materials on quotes that we do down to the last cent, right? We outsource all that stuff. So you can still have a very good concept of being able to manage that business legally and ethically. However, it still comes down to what is actually happening on the job site as well, right? So you need to make sure you're not working with a knucklehead, right, that hasn't got his leads tagged, for instance, and the part of the wires are hanging out. And next minute he's dropped it in a bucket of water and he's killed the client, right? Or some little kid comes along, turns on the friggin' angle grinder, and next thing you know, they've chopped their fingers off, right? You got shit like that. You need to make sure that you're working with a smart operator, dude, because you're only ever as strong as your weakest link, and your whole house of cards can come tumbling down if you're working with a knucklehead.
Yeah, because this is in a niche where, like, as you know, I'm more from the investment background, and accountants really can't slit their wrists and die with the paper cut on.
Correct. They got one of the lowest compensation, I think, is like accountants, like when it comes to all that sort of shit.
But this niche is very like, do I want a slice of the business with all that liability in, or do I want a referral agreement? Because part of me is also like, if I have a slice of the business, now I want access to the books, the bank account, everything, and we're in together,
Depends.
But then we're in together when shit hits the fan.
Can you trust these guys? Like, what can you trust these guys? That's
can you trust anyone in like
the problem with partnerships? Man, I could tell you a story about my grandfather, right? Who made a promise to his friend when they were in the trenches, mate, right? That they said when they get back, they're going to start a trucking company. Okay. So he goes, made a pact with his mate, we're going to start a trucking company. And then literally a few days later, his other mate says to him, I want to start a trucking business with you. Okay.
Oh, fuck.
The first guy, because my granddad made the promise, no shit. When they got back to Australia, they built the trucking company. They had 6 trucks, right? They were the biggest trucking company at the time in Sydney. Okay. His business partner spent all the tax money on hookers and gambling. And my granddad lost everything, trucks, houses, the whole lot. The second guy who came to him afterwards went on to create TNT. You know who TNT is, Kev, right? With a sliding door. TNT is $1 billion company, okay? I think family owned, I'm not sure. So you got to make sure who you go into business with, guys. There's a moral to a story, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And can you trust them, mate?
We're almost wrapping up on 2 hours here. This is the last question, and then I really need to pee because this gallon of water for 75.
So do I, actually. I was just waiting for a break.
I saw hands on your head there, like, oh, shit.
Twilio is good for international stuff. Like, I think, if you want to go US, though, what's the other one that you guys use? There's another one. What's it called? I don't use it.
Who do you guys use for telephone numbers? Twilio.
Twilio. Twilio is the one. Twilio is the one,
Yeah.
right? I mean, Twilio is look, it's cheap as chips. It's like for a number, and this is what I recommend. You get a number for each locality, right? So you targeting, I don't know, Atlanta, right? You get a local number so that people can actually recognize this number. And you can get that for $1 a month for the entire fucking month. $1. Phone call is like 0.0004 cents. I think it's 3 zeros. Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's
you could be on the phone for 10 years, man. It cost you like $10. Crazy.
Exactly.
Cool, guys.
Exactly.
So I'm going to wrap that up here, guys. If you're not in my rank and ranked mastery course, that price is going up in 12 hours after the massive bomb Hardy dropped yesterday in it. I literally do not want more people hearing about that because it'll just close the loophole. Kev, where can they hit you up for your crazy tools? Dude, I need to have you on for like an hour, and we're just going to run through all your tools, and I'll literally show people how much they've made me. It's fucking ridiculous.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Look, let's get some live calls, right? Let's get some live calls coming through.
I'll speak to Bryce. Let me speak to him. He is keen. He's very keen.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Yep, let's do that.
And
let's get some real phone calls. Let's close them, right? Close them on the call.
And then leadex.com.au is not taking on any small bitch ass clients anymore. Graham is a killer with SEO and lead gen. I know this. And dude, where can they find you?
Just send me a friend request. You'll see me in the groups, or shoot me an email.
It's a friendly guy.
I don't really do any private stuff. I do private stuff, but I don't advertise for any work. My leadex.com.au website is just, I think I've only finished one page on it, but I'm gonna change everything. I'm gonna build it.
Been working on his rank and reigns.
yeah, that's what I have been focusing on. I've been focusing on the infrastructure. I've been focusing on putting in the CRMs, all the automations, web hooks, forms to SMS, just having this system where I can literally get a VA, someone that's never touched anything digital in their life, and plug them in and say, right, I need you to do this bit, and you do this bit, and you do. So I need to build the infrastructure, because I know guys like Kevin have the tools and the equipment to be able to make my phone explode, like literally explode. How much work do you want? Do you want 200 clients? Do you want 2 clients? Look at Drew, mate, in Canada, $10,000 a month client.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot more example, right? We've got Mike, who closed 3 sales in the first week. We've got Stan, right? Stan, he literally closed 2 sales, and he's loving it, right? Because these are calls he don't need to do, right? He's been doing cold calling for like freaking 10 years, and he's like, and literally, I posted a video in the groups. And this was literally his interview, and the interviewer asked him, what was the one thing? If you go back, what was the one thing you would hope you would do, you would found out earlier? He's like, dude, if I had gone back, I would hope that I discovered this tool a long time ago, because he used to be cold calling every single person, right? And this is exactly what he said. Like, you control the calls. You control how many calls you want, right? Without spending any money on ads, without any cold call, and because it's you, right? The voice is you. It's not like a robot voice. This is a robot. It's you, right? So you could vary your tones. You could be yourself as if you were actually making the phone call. You control, right? You control the call.
I'm definitely going to have you on to do the live calls, bro. People need to hear about this shit.
100%.
And we were talking about, you could even pre-sell leads, right? So if you could really, like, for people that are looking to get started, I mean, you could literally pre-sell leads, and now you have a way to get to these audience, to get to these leads, to actually sell these leads. Because at the end of the day, you can get tons of leads coming through your lead gen sites, but who the fuck are you going to sell it to, right? You still need to advertise. Correct. You still need to get to people. But now with this system, we are getting people to come to us. We are getting people to come to us without us going to them. And that's power.
Yeah.
Right?
Your close rate just goes through the roof.
Because
you've
imagine
gone
this,
from
like
cold to
it's
warm.
imagine like, it's all about a numbers game. So you get 100 people. So you do 100 calls, and statistically, right? Statistically says 3%. Only 3% of the people are interested right now, right? So I'd say you get maybe interested people out of every 100 calls. Now, you have to do 100 calls to get to those 3 calls, right? Now, imagine you are just focusing on those 3 calls, right? You're getting these 3 calls coming in, and if you want 3 more calls, you just pass out 100 more calls, which you don't have to physically make. And you are just focusing on these pockets of people who are ready to go.
You know what else I like about it too, Kevin? It's the fact that it drops the message into their voicemail. So it's not like you're actually interrupting them. They could be laying carpet. They could be just about to do their biscuit because an order got done wrong. Who knows what's going on? But they can listen to that message in their own leisure, which means they're ready to talk because they're listening to their message. So it's not it's not like that cold call out of the blue where someone's like, "Oh man, what do you want?" Like if you ring my phone and you get my voice bank, you know what my voice bank says? It says, "Please, I implore you to leave a message. If you don't leave a message, I will not call you back." The reason why I won't call you back is because I'm inundated with scammers and I never answer my phone. That's my message.
Yeah.
Don't leave a message, I ain't calling you back. This guy shows you how to leave those messages, and not only leave the messages, but tune it up so you can do A and a B split test, man. And you can hone your skills without losing any blood, without losing any fingers. It's brilliant.
That's it. Boys, I'm going to wrap this up here before I pee in my pants. The 75
See, boys.
Hard's got me king. Much love, Kev. Send me a link for so we guys can get hold of you. I need to put this in the description of YouTube as well. Greg, it's always a pleasure. I need to get in contact with you. I've got some rank and rent stuff I need your help on, bro.
Too easy, brother. Take care, lads.
Much love, guys. Cheers.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye, boys.